Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome back to a brand new episode of Hot Gamers Only. I'm one of your hosts, Ethan, and I'm joined today by the one and only Hunter.
Hey, what's up?
And yet again, Kyle. It's a double bill. We got the same cast as last time. How's it going, Kyle?
Hey, how's it going?
I'm doing alright. It's going to be a pretty chill episode of the podcast, I think, this week, because me and Kyle are both dead. So
Yep.
And hey, Hunter's the one that's going to be doing the majority of the talking this time because of the topics. So hey, It's all fun and games. So yeah, welcome back to the fourth episode of Hot Gamers Only, the show where we talk about the hot topics in games. You can get this podcast on all podcast services. Finally, we are available on iTunes and Google Podcasts. So if you would like to listen on your Apple or Android device respectively, we don't judge. You can go and hit us up there. Make sure to give us a review while you're there as well, because that does something.
As long as it's
I don't know what it does. But hey, a review, a good positive review is going to go a long way, because then other people will go, hey, look, that's got 5 stars, and then we've already baited them into the podcast and they're forced to listen to us.
Well, so also, cool. It takes like no time to just drop 5 stars.
Yeah, so. Exactly. When it takes roughly 20 minutes to drop 4 stars or lower, so you might as well just do the 5-star review, you know?
Exactly.
But yeah, you can find this everywhere, or you can listen in on YouTube. We don't have a direct link to the YouTube channel because we don't have over 100 subs, because lol, that's a requirement. So you're just going to have to search Hot Games Only on YouTube, or hey, go to our Twitter at @TheGigasYT. You can get everything there where we upload the clips and everything. You can just get everything there. So this week, I guess the big topic is going to be Hunter, and we're just going to go straight into it. This is probably going to be a shorter episode than last week and all the weeks, to be honest, because the main topic this week is Final Fantasy VII Remake, which Hunter has started playing.
Yeah, I started it, and I am 5 chapters in. Well, I started the 5th chapter. I've got 4 completed.
Nice. And in comparison, Kyle doesn't own the game, and I own the game. It's installed on my hard drive. It's just I haven't played it yet because of Persona. So yeah. So it's going to be up to you. I have my impressions, and Kyle does too. To be fair, Kyle has his impressions from the demo. I have my impressions from the demo.
All right. Well, what do you guys think of the demo? Because I didn't play the demo.
Speak of the demo.
The demo was the first chapter.
Oh, that was it.
If I remember correctly. Yeah.
Yep. It was up to the end of Guard Scorpion.
Oh, nice.
And then
so you did the Scorpion boss fight, then you did the little escape sequence, and then it ends with the cutscene of the really anime cutscene of Cloud like falling off the broken, like what would you call it, like rail, like they're on a pathway, they're running on like a pathway, and the pathway falls, and Cloud does this weird anime jump.
Yeah, he jumps off
like oh wow, that's really cool.
Plate.
Cool stuff like, you couldn't portray. He's like,
oh, I didn't know you could do that. That's as far as we got. But if I remember correctly, from our first impression, I really liked it. I liked the demo. It convinced me to buy the game. I originally wasn't buying the game until I played the demo, and I'm like, hey, I actually can see myself enjoying this, so I'll give it a go. How did you feel, Kyle?
So, I wasn't really that big on the combat. I was fine when it was just like solo Cloud, but then the party switching kind of threw me off. I wasn't really a big fan of that, but overall, I enjoyed what I played of it.
I think it doesn't help from the demo perspective that the only person that you get to do with the switching is Barrett, who plays extremely differently. I'm sure that once Aerith and Tifa are playable, I'm sure it's a lot more fluid in that regard to the switching, because you got more options, but just with Barrett and his cannon arm, it's like a lot more, it feels a lot clunky.
I don't know.
But anyway,
I think going into it, I was expecting it to be more Kingdom Hearts-y, where it was mostly just focused on controlling one character instead of shuffling all the different ATBs between the 3 characters, or in the demo's case, 2.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, I'm sure it's something you could adjust to, but
on my second playthrough of the demo, I played through the demo twice. On my second playthrough, it was a lot more. I felt like I got used to it a lot quicker. It was like it felt more natural the second time around than the first time around. But we've only played the demo. Hunter, you have played the full game. The full game's out. Final Fantasy VII Remake is no longer a joke. It's actually a thing that's out.
And crazy enough, it's like the last big AAA title that is definitely coming out on time this year.
Yeah, exactly.
So, what a world we live in.
Yeah, I think there was a tweet from one of the parody accounts that I absolutely loved, which is like, who would have thought in 2020 the Final Fantasy VII Remake will come out and it'd be the only game in this year to not be delayed? I'm like, that's a good point.
I know. It's crazy, isn't it?
Pretty awesome.
I've liked what I've played so far. Like, the combat was interesting to me because I didn't play the demo, so I went into that kind of only off of the little bit that I saw from the E3 presentation last year. And I enjoyed
the long
it.
bit that you saw from the presentation, because that presentation went on for a while.
Yeah, but anyway, I enjoyed it. It took some getting used to, like shuffling between the two of them, but I think that once you get like a full party, whether it's going to be 3 like in the original, or maybe they'll add a 4th one just to spice, or a 4th slot just to spice things up. I don't know, but that would be cool in my opinion. Once you get the full party going, I think it'll be an interesting way of knowing who you need to do what and shuffle around that way to add a little bit of strategy to where that way. Because sometimes when it's just like smaller fights, I felt like it could get a little mindless, but not necessarily like too mindless. Like, they gave me things that I had to think about pretty often.
Yeah. So, how many hours would you say you've played so far?
Like 6.
And it's still just Cloud and Barrett?
It's been Cloud and Tifa, and like just going into chapter 5, it looks like it's going to be all 3 of them now.
Oh, so you've only had 2 people, but that second person has swapped. Okay, I was just wondering. I was like,
swapped.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Okay, how does Tifa play then? Because I don't know how she plays.
She wasn't in the demo.
She wasn't in the demo, so...
Okay, like you may have realized with Barrett, the triangle commands seem to be different for each person. Like, Clouds changes his mode of attack. Barrett, he just has like a special attack. Tifa's is another special attack type of deal. But her like regular attacks also come with this, you can press it like repeatedly to do like a combo and then hold it down to do like a harder hit. So that's
nice.
That's cool. She's also got like a self-healing ability materia that comes with her thing.
Cool. So like, have you played the original Final Fantasy VII?
I have played the first bits of it. I have not played all of it. I would start and get dragged off by, I don't know, something new that came out every time.
From what you can remember of Final Fantasy VII, the original,
yeah,
has it got to a point already where they've already started to expand and do new stuff and kind of differentiate itself already?
Yes, there is definitely stuff that's different. I've noticed a couple of new characters, or at least characters that weren't there at the point in time in which they were introduced in this version. So, also they've made the characters that I did know, they've expanded upon them, and I like them more. Like all of the Avalanche guys.
Yeah, Biggs, Wedge, and Jesse.
Yeah,
they all feel super distinct.
They
from
feel
what I've seen.
way more fleshed out, and I like them a lot.
If I remember correctly, all I can remember from them in particular in the demo is like Jessie. Is that her name?
Yeah.
Yes, Jessie.
She is super fucking horny, dude. Like, all of her lines are so like flirty.
It like helps that she's voiced by Erica Lindbeck. That makes it. Yeah. So,
oh, nice.
Futaba herself.
Yeah.
Oh god! Now you said that. That's all I'm gonna think of.
Futaba, Celica.
Oh no!
Pretty much like anyone really.
You've ruined it now. But
also Black Cat from Spider-Man.
Yeah, if you also signed up for the tragic DLC. I mean, she was in the base game as well, but
she was. Yeah.
She signed up for that DLC
I didn't pay
pass.
for the DLC. I played my friend's copy of it.
Someone lucky you.
Yeah.
It was a bit of a hit and miss DLC, but yeah. One thing that I liked about Final Fantasy VII Remake from the demo again. This is the biggest clickbait title because it's definitely first impressions. We've played the demo and Hunter's played 6 hours of the game.
You know, the demo that came out like 2 months ago.
Oh yeah, we could have done our first impressions then, but we didn't. We're doing it now. Haha.
Always behind the curve.
One of the subtle things I liked. I don't know if anyone else picked up on it, but yeah, I don't know if anyone else picked up on it, but it was there's the point where is it Biggs and Wedge? They're like trying to work on the door, and Jesse's there, and like the subtitles, they start having a conversation
Yeah.
that you're not a part of,
And you
and
can
the
just
subtitles were on the
stand around
left of
and
the
listen.
screen.
Yeah.
And the subtitles were on the left of the screen, just like in a little side box. So the subtitles are still there. I just loved that. It was such like I was like, such a good UI decision to just have it off to the side, and it's just kind of there. And I was like, I really liked that.
Yeah, as you're passing by people in like town and stuff, you could. That's how they present their dialogue too, is in like the subtitles off to the side.
I liked that. It reminds me in a way of like Persona has those kind of like side boxes, but the side boxes in Persona I fucking hate because they disappear. They're based on like the position of where you're standing. So if you move an inch away from it, you're like, oh, text box, and by the time you keep moving, it's like, oh, it's gone again. Cool.
Yeah.
I
And
wasn't
it's
done
random,
reading.
so I can't go
Yeah.
back. Yeah, and I can't go back. So it's like to have them there kind of fixed for the conversation so you can read it if you're doing other stuff, and just it was just a nice touch. I really liked it. The UI in general was pretty nice, not gonna lie. They could have Square Enix the shit out of the UI, but they didn't.
Yeah.
So I really do appreciate how clean it was. Because whenever I think of Final Fantasy, even when I look at the older games, I'm like, those are some thick with 3 C's pieces of UI. And it's
Oh
like,
yeah, all of the boxes.
Yep.
yeah, the boxes, and then it's just like even in like games like 10, I'm still like, not feeling it. But yeah, it's got a really clean look to it. It looks great.
Yeah, it does. Like,
Mhm.
ooh. Seeing Midgar and like recreated in a modern sense is really cool. Like it's not really a spoiler because it's the first mission in the demo that's been out. The explosion that happens in the reactor comes off way better in this version. Like in the original version, it always just kind of looked like only the factory blew up to me. But this shows like the fallout that happens to the city, like and like the power outages and fires and stuff.
Damn.
Yeah.
That first scene, the iconic scene, which is the Ubisoft iconic scene, right, where you got like the pan, you've got the Aerith like pan where it goes from here on the street and it does that pan for the Final Fantasy VII title shot.
Oh yeah.
And it's like people always talk about how powerful that scene was when they first played the game. I never understood it, and then when I played the demo and that pan shot happens, and it's like this time it's not like a fucking magic from into a CG cutscene or whatever, but it's an actual pan out, and then the logo comes up. I'm like, okay, that's pretty fucking epic. Like, it gave me it gave me shivers down my spine. It's really great.
They zoomed
and
out.
I can't wait to play it in May. Dude.
Yeah. Oh.
I keep making that joke, but I know it's not going to happen until May. But oh well, I can't wait. So yeah.
Also, I'm pleased to say that Cloud is very much like Cloud was in Final Fantasy VII, and not the emo Flanderization that he became in the following
everything else.
That he, Advent Children, Kingdom Hearts, anything he appeared in after that. Take your pick.
Yeah.
I think I think they specifically went out of their way to do that.
Yeah, and I'm very happy about it because I forgot that Cloud was actually really good in the original game.
They also changed his voice actor.
Yeah.
They changed his voice actor from his Kingdom Hearts voice actor.
Yeah, I was reading up. They originally did hire the original character voice actors from Advent Children, and then they were just like, "No, we want to do the characters like they originally were, and this voice cast just isn't going to work for it."
Yeah.
Interesting.
So they were like, one of the many things that got like redone because this remake has taken so long to come out that it's literally like restarted development at least 3 times. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah. Out of the 6 hours you've played, Hunter, what'd you say? Would you recommend it out of those 6 hours? That's the big question that I always ask you. These first impressions.
I would. Yeah, like even if you haven't, whether you've played the original one or not. Like I think,
actually,
Final Fantasy 15. This is how you make a game for fans that are old and new alike. You make the game good.
Yeah. Would you say that? I've completely forgot that really critical question that I really should have asked. Do you think that it's a good start for people that haven't played Final Fantasy? For example, myself, I haven't played Final Fantasy ever. I haven't played a single Final Fantasy game.
Dude,
is this a good jumping in point? Is this made for new people as well as people that obviously have the boner for Final Fantasy VII like they do.
Oh yeah, I think actually in a lot of ways this benefits people who are coming in fresh.
Mhm.
Like my brother, he loves Final Fantasy VII. It's like his favorite game, and he's very skeptical about it. He's going to be looking for reasons to dislike this remake left and right.
Nice. But for new people, you think that it's a okay point to hop in.
Yeah, I
during
don't
this
see why it wouldn't
decade-long
be.
journey that we're going to be on with Final Fantasy
Oh
VII
yeah,
Remake.
the grand conclusion is going to come with the PlayStation 6.
I feel like you're going to get a certificate
very
at the end of it
optimistic,
that's
Hunter.
like, I think you're going to get a certificate at the end of it that's like, well done, you survived the development cycle of the entirety of Final Fantasy VII Remake. Because it's like, it's going to be a huge gap.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like now that part 1 is out,
You'd hope they'd speed up the others.
I think it'll be coming out faster.
Yeah, I think they will.
I don't think it'll be another 10 years for part 2.
Yeah, I think it'll be a little
I'd say
quicker than that.
optimistically that you'd see the next one by 2023.
I guess it depends.
Hopefully.
Like, I imagine, like, ideally they'd want to have it like on rotation, like a Final Fantasy 16, and then 7 Part 2, and so on and so forth.
You'd hope that it comes out sooner rather than later, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think the whole thing behind 7 Remake was they wanted to remake it while they still had the original dev team members before they retired. They were like, we're getting too old, we need to do this now or never.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you'd hope that things speed up, especially if it sells well, which we assume that it has.
Oh, I imagine it will. Like, this will speak to people who have lapsed on games, like, in the years since Final Fantasy VII has come out.
Mm-hmm.
They'll, like, go out of their way to buy it again if they want.
Mm-hmm. And, like, I've already bought it, and I don't intend on playing it yet, so that's great.
Yeah.
It's good. But no. So there you go, Final Fantasy VII Remake, you should buy it. It's on PS4 right now. Woo. Or you can wait a year when it'll be out on Xbox One and Xbox Series X and PS5, because they've already announced that they're doing a next-gen port of it, so there you go.
Yeah.
Take your pick.
Or you can wait 6 years for the all-in-one collection.
Oh, yeah.
I'm good. Dude.
Hopefully with 0 decimal points.
Hopefully.
Yeah, Final Fantasy VII Remake 1.5 plus 2.5 remix. Can't wait.
Final chapter prologue.
Mm-hmm.
Back cover.
It's gonna be
Advent Children.
Advent
I can't wait. Yeah, I can't wait to find out if what will happen first. Final Fantasy VII Remake finishes, or we actually get Kingdom Hearts 4. Which one will be the first one that Tetsuya Nomura actually does? Let's find out. Roll your dice, folks.
Well, first we need like 10 Kingdom Hearts spin-offs before we get to 4.
I think he's confirmed that there's only going to be 2 before the next mainline one.
Oh, goody.
Oh, man.
And they've got 2 separate teams, so they probably have already started work on Kingdom Hearts 4 or early development of it. So
the series was chaotic enough when there wasn't several teams working on it. Now they've got people developing.
They have 2 mobile teams and 3 main teams now.
2 mobile teams.
Good God.
And none of them are the original KH1 and 2 team. Wow.
Amazing. Yeah, that's because Tokyo Team was working on FF7 Remake.
Hey, dude. It's fun, dude.
I mean, honestly, I'm willing to sacrifice Kingdom Hearts for Final Fantasy VII.
So am I.
Yeah.
Let's put Kingdom Hearts away for a while.
Yeah. It can have a triumphant return.
You know it's coming back next year for a spin-off, Kyle. Don't even act like they're going to stick it in the cupboard for a while, dude. It's
Doesn't
coming.
mean I'm going to buy it. I'll just ignore it like I did with Dream Drop Distance and Birth by Sleep.
You'll never ignore
it. I will.
Joke's on you, the spin-off will probably be better than the mainline games.
Not if it uses the command deck.
They're making a console game. I don't think we're ever going back to command deck. Touchwood, please don't go back to command deck.
Yeah, that's a good point now. There's not like a bunch of like weird little splinter directions they could go where they could throw one on the PSP, another one on the DS. Now they've got consoles and Switch, basically.
I think don't quote me on this. I could be wrong, but I think Square did say that now that they have gotten they've put every game all in one place, they don't intend on deviating too much anymore from in terms of main console games. I mean, it's not like there's places to deviate. It's not like there's many places to deviate to now anyway. But you'd hope that they wouldn't be like, Oh, the next one's a Switch exclusive. Have fun, guys. You'd hope not, but
I mean, the only
hey.
place left for Kingdom Hearts to go is on the Switch,
Yeah.
because you've got the all-in-one collection on both
Yeah, but
Xbox and PS4.
I still don't believe that they would do
Yeah.
it, just because I feel like because they can't do 3, they don't want to put the others up, just because then they're just gonna have people going, "Why haven't you done 3?" And it's like it's literally impossible. Don't.
Yeah.
It hardly runs on fucking Xbox One. Don't make us try and get it to run on Switch. Okay, so there you go. Final Fantasy VII Remake talk. How fun is that? Kyle, have you played any games this week?
I've been playing Devil May Cry 3.
Oh yeah, you have.
Oh.
That is a video game that I'm playing. It's a lot more brutal than I was expecting it to be.
In what way?
In the way that I'm playing on normal, which is like the standard difficulty, and I'm getting my ass handed to me in every possible turn.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's nice.
People tend to talk about how Devil May Cry's action is really crazy and stuff, and I guess it gets lost. I even forget to say how difficult it could be sometimes because I've just been desensitized to it at this point.
I mean, yeah, like the difficulty isn't something I ever really heard about
going
in.
Also, I play on like hard or Dante Must Die regularly now, so I just don't remember what the normal difficulty is like most of the time.
Yeah, it's rough for a first timer.
Yeah, but
I don't know if that's just the mistake of starting with the third game, so they kind of would have just expected me to know what to do beforehand.
No,
but
the first game doesn't really teach you how to play it either. You just kind of figure it out.
And from what I heard, the second game doesn't do anything, right? So
yeah, people don't like the second game.
I might just ignore it if I keep going.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Fair enough.
I've only heard good things about it.
I've not heard anything about Devil May Cry 2.
You don't
This
know
is true.
me.
I also haven't heard anything about
You don't know
DMC 2.
me.
Generally, the best thing about that game is Dante's outfit. It's one of his coolest outfits.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. But yeah, no. DMC 3 is fun. Right now I'm fighting this like vampire lady boss.
Oh, you got to her.
Yeah, I can't win, and I don't know what to do.
Shooting her with the guns until you stun her is usually my go-to
that
thing.
Works?
Yeah.
What?
Like, basically, you can shoot her, and, like, over time, her stupid little shadows will deteriorate, and then she'll get, like, stunned. And then you go in close for the melee attacks and put in the big hurting on her. Basically.
Okay. See, what I've been doing was just running in with the nunchucks and trying to get rid of the bats around her. And
I think you could do that too, but she'll probably hit you more often.
Yeah, I don't know.
Why not?
It didn't look like the guns were doing anything, but I don't know.
It takes a little bit more time, but you know, you also could try using like the shotgun or the. You might have got another gun by now. I
just have the dual guns and the shotgun.
All right.
Unless I missed something.
Okay, so yeah, getting back on topic. Are you enjoying it, then, Kyle?
Yes, I will say I am enjoying it.
Can I ask what you thought about the Fire and Wind Twins boss fight?
Dude, that fight was so cool.
I know, right?
That's something I really want to say. The bosses in this game are so freaking cool.
Yeah, they are.
There's so I love in hacky slashies when there's multiple ways to go about beating a boss.
It's the best.
And this game does that so well.
Yeah.
There's at least like 5 different ways to beat each boss so far from what I've seen. So it's super, super good. And I also just beat the first Virgil fight was really, really fun.
Oh yeah, Virgil's fights get better each time you do them.
Oh, that's what I want to hear.
Yeah, it is.
Yes. But no, like with the twins, you could just like rush them head on, which can work, but you'll take a lot of damage in the process. But also what I found completely by accident, if you clash with them while they're trying to swing at you, you knock their sword away.
Yeah, that's my favorite way to fight them.
That's just free cheap damage on them.
Yeah. You can also try and position yourself between one and get the other one like stuck in the middle, and they'll do like damage to each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And And then there was also the first fight with Jester,
Oh yeah.
where like originally what I was doing was just trying to run up and hit him, and then he teleports away, and just repeat that like 3 or 4 times, and then you can start hitting him. But then I also found out you can just shoot your guns at his feet,
Yeah.
and eventually he'll tire out,
Like he
and
did
you
in
can
the
get in
cutscene.
damage
It's
on
cool,
that.
it's a cool
Yeah,
detail.
which the game taught you
Yeah.
without teaching you, Super Metroid style,
Yeah.
which I loved. I love Super Metroid, by the way. It's great.
It's a real good game.
It's such a good game. But yeah, DMC3 is fun. The only thing that is kind of putting me off is the difficulty, but I think that's just something I'll get used to eventually. But overall,
good kid.
overall, big enjoy, big recommend for all 5 people who like me who haven't played a Devil May Cry game yet.
Hey, I'm one of them.
And don't mind getting your ass kicked.
I'm out.
Don't worry, man.
I've got
After you
problems with my
after you
games.
die like 5 times, easy mode becomes available.
Oh yeah, it will taunt
Oh,
you.
yeah, but no,
it'll
that's-
make you
no, that's
feel
it.
like a chump for
Yeah.
choosing it.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's what I hate. It's like
Yeah.
I hate failing at things over and over and over again. If there's one thing I hate more than that, it's then them going, "Do you want the easy mode, you little bitch?" No, I don't.
I died
It's
like twice in Resident Evil 2 in the same area, or 3 in the same area, and they did that to me, and I was like, "You shut your mouth." That was only 2 times. I've got this.
I don't remember if I told you guys this story on the podcast or if it was just like in a separate individual call, but when I was doing the data fights in Kingdom Hearts 3, I died to one boss so many times, like the little game over tip at the bottom of the screen just said, if you need a refresher on how to play the game, you can go to the help menu. And I'm like, wow.
Doom Eternal
Fuck you,
did something
game.
like that to me. Like it was like basically after I died to a boss several times, it was like shoot them to make them die. Or something like that. And I was
yeah,
like,
CTR has one of those now as well for the dev times. It's like the little tooltips that come up now. There's one for beating the dev times, and the header is just get good, and then the bottom one is like, hey, if you're struggling with the dev times, play better. I'm
Oh
like,
my
cool.
god.
Great little help tip there. So,
Dude,
yeah.
I'm so glad old games like Ninja Gaiden and Battletoads didn't do that. I'd just get so mad.
oh yeah.
Well, yeah, they just fucking kicked you while you're down.
Yeah.
Maybe
It's like your
if you
game was
weren't
already
terrible.
bullshit enough. You're gonna taunt me now?
They knew that the difference was they knew that it was bullshit. They
Yeah.
didn't, they were like, we don't need this. They're gonna cry anyway. So yeah, there you go. DMC3. What a game!
What a game. Can't
What a
wait to
game.
go back to it after this podcast.
Yeah.
How fun. Oh, I guess I should talk. Well, I'm not gonna lie. This is just between you and us and whoever's made it this far into the podcast. I kind of just zoned out a bit. So we're back.
Man.
We're living. What have I played this week?
How's the Persona 5 adventures going?
Don't ask. I finished chapter 2,
Nice.
which means that Madarame has confessed his crimes. For those of you who are keeping up with our adventures from last week, I have literally got one palace further. And I said it. I haven't said it on the podcast, but I said it to you guys a lot anyway. I think Madarame's palace is one of the best palaces in the game anyway.
Really?
Yeah, I love that. I love the theme of it. The theme of it's what gets me with that one. Like, there's something about having a classic bank heist. I mean, we all know which one's the best palace. We're not going
right.
to argue about best palace here.
Do you say bank heist?
Not bank heist, museum heist. Apologies, mixing up. I meant
was gonna say,
museum. There's
bank
something
heist
like
was-
something like about a classic museum heist that I love.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That,
I mean,
that
if we're talking
dungeon
about
in
which the best
particular-
palaces, we all know that fucking Palace 6 is the best palace, but you know,
Yeah.
because the palace is great, but the tunes just don't stop.
Mm.
So can't complain. But no, I'm enjoying it. There's a lot less. There's not as much of a difference between the second palace, to be honest. There's like little they've gone for more like optimization of the palace and making it better. What I'd say is the more I play Persona 5 Royal, it is they are just going, I can tell it's one of the developers is like, hey, this little thing was really pissing me off. Can I go and fix it? And they're like, yeah, sure, go fix it. Go fix whatever little minute detail that you really no one would ever like not say, hey, that's going to make this game a worse experience, but like, hey, we'll just do it anyway. One thing that they did fix, which I'm very grateful that they did fix, was Madarame's boss fight is no longer a load of fucking bullshit. So congratulations, you made a fair boss fight this time.
Oh,
I'd like to congratulate them on that one. Pardon? Madarame's boss fight is what I consider, and many consider to be, the hardest fight in the game for the level you are at that time. Because you're roughly, I was around level 19 when I did it. It's a lot easier on Real, but it's because it's a stamina. It's a stamina boss fight very early into the game when you don't have stamina. It's all about longevity. It's the original boss fight in Persona 5. For those that don't know, is this Madarame is like these 4 paintings that you split into, and each one has a different weakness. And you have to take all of them out at the same time, and then Madarame will appear, and then you do some chip damage, and then he goes back into the painting form. And you just keep repeating, and it takes for fucking ever. And it's just a stamina game, because it very much is. The game kind of gives you like a cheat method of how to kill the painting form really quickly by chucking black paint all over him, but it doesn't give you that until like 20 minutes into the boss fight. So it's literally, can you last long enough for the arbitrary amount of time so that Morgana can say, hey, use the paint. Like, cool. Now they've changed the boss fight completely, so he has a second stage of his boss fight entirely. So now you kill the paintings, and once you kill the paintings, he's dead. That's it. The paintings are dead. What he does now is he creates copies of himself. He kind of forges himself into 4 different forms, and one's like fire, one's wind, one's electric, and one's water. And the whole idea behind it now is you can do the chip damage on Madarame, you can focus on Madarame, but if you focus on Madarame, these other 4 are going to fucking beat the shit out of you.
Yes.
So it's kind of, now it's a management game of, okay, I need to, if I kill all of his duplicates, I can obviously get something easy damage him, but then he's just going to respawn them. So it's kind of a back and forth between hitting actual Madarame and getting rid of his duplicates, and it's a much better boss fight. I enjoyed it a lot more. It's a lot less painful. I like it. Before the podcast started, I decided to clean up all the rest of the day. Is the new girl's been fully introduced now.
Nice.
So is the counselor. I don't know if I mentioned that the counselor had been introduced last week. He hadn't been, so the counselor's also been introduced. Both of them been introduced. Counselor I really like, but I'm suspicious as fuck about him. Because this isn't a spoiler, so don't worry if you haven't played Persona 5. But if you kind of know it's a spoiler, because if someone says that a character is only available until November in Persona 5, that spikes red flags in your head straight away.
Yep.
If they say he's not available after November, that makes me go, okay, there's something about him then. So he's acting like he's kind of like this goofball teacher. Like, he's this young kind of goofball. It's really nice. He's trying to care. So if he is one of those villains, he's going to be one of those people that's like, he's trying to do the right thing, he's just doing it wrong, right? So if that's what happens, that's what happens. Or he's a massive fucking cunt, and he's like the biggest, like the best actor I've ever seen. Like, who knows?
Oh yeah, beware the.
But the big, yeah, there's 3 things about this new counselor guy. One is it gives you more of a look into your Phantom Thieves members, because you not only get to see your therapy sessions with him, but you also throughout the game get to see your fellow friends' therapy sessions, and you get to learn a lot more about them and how they were feeling during these situations and stuff like that. So you kind of eavesdrop into those. So that's a nice little detail.
That's cool.
Seems kind of unethical.
I mean, I'd like to point out, in the game, Joker's not there. He's not eavesdropping. It's just the game showing it
from an omniscient perspective, not Joker.
The second thing is his stats that he gives you are OP as hell. Like, his things that he gives you, like his benefits and his confidant, are busted. Every rank up, regardless of if you get an additional ability, he gives you extra SP, just like maxes your XP out.
Hype.
Wow.
So, like, honestly, I've talked to him like 3 times, and he's already maxed my SP 15 above what it was originally. So I'm like, great, thank you for that. You love to see the max SP, and then he's just got buffs. Like, his first ability that he gives you, which is supposed to be the weakest one that he gives you, is now Joker has like a 30% chance of, when being hit with a status effect ailment, of just not having that status effect happen at all.
Oh, that's spiffy.
Nice.
So it's just stuff like that where you're like, where have you been? Please, because it's gonna that's gonna make Akuma a lot fucking easier. So yeah, I'm really liking him. Also, fucking the music for the therapy is an absolute jam. I love it.
Would you say it's therapeutic?
Yeah, it's therapeutic in a groovy way, dude. Like there's this bit where like a synth, like kind of a bit of a synth like keyboard comes in like halfway through, and oh my god, it's so good.
Nice.
So yeah, that's the new guy, and then you've got the new girl whose name is Kasumi. I now know what her name is.
Good work.
Good job.
Thank you, and I really like it, and it's pissing off my plans, and I hate it. So yeah, she's a really good character so far, from what I can tell. I'm not going to say much about her because I think everything to do with her is spoilers at this point, because
Probably.
Fair enough.
it's best not to talk about her. And then I've got the new area. It's called Kochi. Oh fucking what the. I don't know what the new area is called.
You play darts there.
Yeah, there's the new area, and they're like, oh, it's the biggest explorable area that Persona's ever had. And I'm like, if this is what you class as big, then fucking hell. Because it's like, yeah, Shibuya is way bigger. It's just because it's split up into segments, right? Yeah. Where this one's all one area. It's like, I see what you did there. You misadvertised that a little bit. It's not as big as you think it would be, guys. But it's kind of cool. There's some new shops. And stuff like that, and you can play darts, and you can play pool, and there's a jazz club, and there's a load of like hangout stuff, and they now reward you for hanging out. One thing I sent to my friends was, I was like, Baton Pass on every character already is a great thing, but now they've added a feature whereas if you hang out with them, if you play darts with them, if you actually just go for social gatherings with your friends now, it levels up their Baton Pass.
What? Nice.
So now, for example, the tutorial does it with Ryuji. So now for Ryuji, whenever I baton pass to Ryuji, not only does his damage increase, but he also regains some HP and SP.
Wow.
Oh, man.
So you can now essentially use baton pass to re-heal people as well.
That's a big quality of life change.
Man.
That's going to make this shit so much better.
Literally, it's making it to the point where now every little detail, I'm like, it's like, I play Palace 1, I'm like, the battle system's practically perfect now, and then they're like, yeah, but what if we add this into it as well? I'm like, stop it, you're making it like too good. And I still know that I'm nowhere near the full feature set of the battle system, and it's like, they've just added so many little quality of life changes where it's just like, oh, that's great, because now Baton Pass not only was they already made Baton Pass better now, because there's the free hit that you get at the end of a Baton Pass and stuff like that. But now they're just adding more to it, and there's still the Showtime moves, which I still haven't seen, and there's all other types of stuff, and it's pretty great. So yeah, it's going to be a long road. I wanted to be done with Palace 3 by the end of this week, and I'm only done with Palace 2. So I'm going to try and have up to Futaba done for next week. We'll see. Nice. Don't hold me to it. And then the other game that we're going to talk about, just tiny quickly, because I didn't have a chance to talk about it last week, was I played Gravity Rush 2. I beat Gravity Rush 2. Woo. You should play Gravity Rush 1 and 2 if you haven't, if you like platformers, because I feel like they're really underrated. They're pretty great. Just don't play them back to back.
Yeah, I played the first one, and from what I gather, the second one is just more.
It's the definition of a more of the same game. Like, they add little bits to it, and I'm like, I like the things that you've added, but you've also made this game a bit too big. It's like taking a concept that was it was perfect for the size of a game Gravity Rush 1 was, and then they kind of made it double the length. And I'm like, that's great and all. Like, I see you wanted to do more, but sometimes just stretching out the game length isn't going to help the situation. So, yeah. But it's fun. You should play it. I just wanted to throw in a little bit about Gravity Rush 2 because I have played that recently, and I think I should just throw it out there. And we need to do, at some point, we need to talk about Animal Crossing more.
I mean, if we want to talk about it now, Bunny Day is happening today.
I was gonna say now, but we have got some actual topics that actually happened in the news this week that we should probably talk about before they're less relevant. And also, we should probably get someone like Sam in here as well. We could do like a full month. Oh, next week's a month after the game came out, so let's do it then.
Oh yeah.
We'll do a
cool.
Give me
month with
more
Animal
time to
Crossing.
play Final Fantasy VII anyway.
We'll give Hunter more time to play Final Fantasy VII. It'll work out perfect. Everyone wins. So yeah, let's move on to. We're actually going to do some news. The Hot Topics in Games little motto of the show is actually going to be relevant this week. You're welcome, guys, because we have
a month
three
in.
pieces of news that we haven't talked about. We kind of talked about Last of Us last week, but we're going to talk about that one really quickly. First one, Last of Us 2 and Marvel's Iron Man VR have been delayed indefinitely due to COVID. On Twitter, they announced this on Twitter. SIE has made the difficult decision to delay the launch of The Last of Us Part 2 and Marvel's Iron Man VR until further notice. Logistically, the global crisis is preventing us from providing the launch experience our players deserve. Neil Druckmann, the creative director of Last of Us 2, has basically said that the game would have been done. They can't print the copies out. So my question to you guys isn't necessarily about Iron Man VR, and it isn't about Last of Us 2, because they're done now. They're delayed. What has happened? My question to you is, how many games do you think are going to get delayed in the next 6 months because of COVID? That's my question. How far do you think this is going to go?
Yes.
A good guess is, does anyone here not believe Ghost of Tsushima is not going to get delayed at this point as well?
I'm pretty confident it will be delayed.
I
yes.
haven't even been paying attention to it.
That's supposed to be coming out in June, Kyle.
I haven't even been paying attention to it.
You should. It's pretty cool.
My calendar is marked for May 29th, 2020, and
do you think
else.
Xenoblade will get pushed?
I hope not.
Yeah, but do you think it will?
I don't think it will be.
Don't put that bad juju in his head, Ethan.
I'm remaining optimistic.
Because my thing is, I want to remain optimistic. There's nothing I'd love more for Xenoblade to come out then. It's just the whole, if they're having problems manufacturing fucking Blu-ray discs, they're gonna have problems manufacturing Switch cartridges because they're like 10 times more finicky and expensive.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be interesting.
But they can also just release it digital only.
Yeah, I feel like releasing a remaster of an old game would be less of a hit as far as the physical market than The Last of Us not releasing with a physical copy, because that's like a big tentpole game for them.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I'd love to have another physical copy to add to my Xeno collection, but
I mean, I'd like a physical copy for my Xeno Switch collection, because I bought Torna as a physical, so it's like, I want the trilogy now. I want all three of them to sit on the shelf.
It's like, I already have Xenoblade physically on the Wii, and the Switch cartridge isn't going to top how great the disc was for that game.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, let me paint you a picture. The picture on the disc art, is Shulk holding the Monado, and the circle of the Monado is right where the hole of the disc is.
Oh, that's awesome.
So it lines up perfectly, and it's the most aesthetically pleasing disc art ever.
It's pretty great.
The Switch cartridge will never be able to replicate that.
Nice. So there you go. Hopefully nothing else gets delayed.
Hopefully. So what else was in the news? Man.
Let's move on. Let's move on to the actual things. We'll just talk about that. Right. Let's talk. I think everyone has something to say on this, whether you fucking like it or not. PlayStation on a random Tuesday decided to announce their new controller for the PS5 called the DualSense.
Oh, we're counting that as news.
Yeah.
Oh man,
why
it
not?
looks like it was made by Aperture Labs.
Right, we'll get onto it. We've reached an exciting milestone with PlayStation 5 as we are starting to ship our new controller, is what they said in a PlayStation blog post, where they shared 2 images of it, and that's about it. They've said what they've already said before, that it has haptics and it has magic triggers that makes you feel like you're playing anime weeb game. You're not just living it. You live in anime weeb game. It's USB-C. Thank fuck.
Nice.
Touchpad's still there, and they changed the share play button to the create button. Very important decision. I always think it's dumb. You've got those people on Twitter that are sitting there going, "This is the worst thing ever. It looks shit." Blah 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 blah. I don't care how I care how it looks, but more importantly, it's how it plays, right? It's how
Yeah,
it
it's how it
feels. I'm not going to
feels.
have a judge of the controller until it. But just from the aesthetic point of view, do you like the DualSense? That's the question.
Looks fine to me.
Okay,
It looks
cool.
like a
But
PlayStation controller.
I mean, it
yeah.
looks all right to me. I'm
I
still
I
partial to
don't really
like the shape of
care.
the PS2 and PS3 controllers, but I'll get used to
Oh,
this
you
one.
see, I couldn't be further away from the being partial to PlayStation 2 controller. Like, I don't know. There's something about once you've had a DualShock 4 in your hand and you're like, hey, this fits my hand and the triggers are not garbage, and you just sit in there and then you go back, like when we were playing Crash 2 last night, and you go back to the old DualShock and the grips like dig into your palm and they're tiny and it just feels kind of off. The DualShock 3 especially. I just can't go back to. I'm just like, ugh, it's way too
Yeah.
small for me. The old controllers are way too small now. And then they've gone like the opposite direction of this one where they're like, oh, what if we make it a real chunky guy?
What if it
What if
was
we
big?
I mean, it's still not as big as like the original Xbox's controller, so
Oh, the Duke. Oh, could
yeah,
you
I'm
imagine?
not gonna complain too much.
But no, everyone seems to be hating on it. I feel like I'm in the unpopular opinion of I actually really like how it looks. It's grown on me a lot.
I mean, it looks
Like
fine. Just
we've there's the opposite photo which I'd like to. There's the Xbox Series X controller, which is literally the Xbox One controller with a fucking button now, like a share play button on it. I'm like, and it still requires AA batteries. By the way, I'm going to throw that one out there. I'm like, Xbox,
Amazing.
I want to love you, but your controller,
do you
you just.
though?
Do you?
I want to because they're trying. They're trying
Are
right now.
they?
They're the ones that
Well, they're only trying
basically.
because they have to.
I mean, at this point, yeah, but Sony's doing fuck all. So, you gotta be like, fair play. At least you're giving us shit. They're the ones that instituted crossplay.
Yeah,
They're
in
the ones that
Xbox's
make Game
defense, as harsh
Pass.
as
Yeah,
I'm
they're the
being, they're doing things that I'm appreciating the moves they're
share
making
play,
because it'll
Game
make Sony do
Pass,
things.
releasing their console games on PC and Switch for some of them as well. They're doing a load of consumer friendly like they're doing a load of consumer friendly shit right now, and then you look at Sony and Sony's like, well, we're gonna post a JPEG of our fucking controller on Tuesday night. And we'll talk about the console at some point on a random Wednesday in the next couple of months, probably. And it's just like I very much prefer Xbox's way of doing things right now, which is just being honest, like just going, hey, here's what we're doing. Like I think Phil Spencer's been a real like I don't even remember who the last head of Xbox was. Does anyone else remember?
I don't remember the dude's name, no.
Yeah, exactly. But Phil Spencer's kind of turned the company around in a way where Phil Spencer will literally just people can tweet him and he'll be like, yeah, we're working on it or whatever, or he'll just tweet about Sony games and stuff like that. And he's like, literally, I don't care. What's the point of a console war in terms of community?
Yeah,
I really like Phil Spencer. Whereas Sony, on the other hand, seems like it's going back to PlayStation 3 Sony in a way where it's like, oh, what if we charge $800 dollars for this console?
I don't think they're gonna do that.
They
I think
won't.
they would know better.
But they are kind of going back to that weird territory of, hey, we're PlayStation, you're going to buy it. Instead of let's work to actually make people want to buy it. So yeah, DualSense is a thing. Let's wait till we've played it.
Well, here's
If it'll get delayed.
ties into the other thing that we were talking about a minute ago. Do you think the consoles are gonna get delayed?
I'd like to say that in the DualSense article, if I go all the way to the bottom, they did say that they are still planning on releasing PS5 in holiday 2020.
Interesting.
So for now, they are sticking to it. I think you're gonna end up with two scenarios. You're gonna end up with scenario A, which is the consoles just get delayed, and if they do get delayed, I think they'll be delayed till March. I think they're gonna do a switch where they release it in March.
Ah, nice.
Second option is it's released in 2020, but it's going to be limited supply because of the outbreak and the reduced amount of consoles available.
Yeah.
I think they're going to stick with their guns until they have to. Like, I think they're planning on making money off this now. Like, I think is when you've been planning something for 5 years, it's kind of hard to go, oh, how do we move this? Because it's not just move. I bet you this Last of Us thing has absolutely like devastated them.
Probably.
Because that game
Yeah.
needed to come out at that point. Because now what are they going to do? Are they going to release it as a crossplay game?
Probably. People
It's going to
buy
be
it
really
on
different.
both of them.
And if they're like, okay, if we're moving Last of Us to a launch game, what are we going to do about, say, Horizon? If Horizon was planned, as that gets pushed back, everything gets moved. Like, it's going to be hard for them. It's going to be interesting to see. But if you were to ask me right now, they both seem to be going at 100 miles an hour towards a fucking wall, but none of them are, neither Xbox or Sony are refusing to fucking hit the brakes yet.
Yeah.
So we're just going to see if they're going to crash into that wall or not. It's going to be
It will
interesting.
be interesting.
Finally, and this is just a bit of a news story that happened today as of recording. Well, not as of recording, but on the day of recording, which is something that links to last week's episode. Resident Evil 4 Remake is in development, aiming for a 2022 launch. Multiple sources have confirmed that development of a Resident Evil 4 remake has begun at Capcom. It's being developed by support studio M2, and the original director Shinji Mikami has given his blessing to the project, but isn't directly working on it. It aims to release at some point in 2022. Obviously, it's presumed to be on next gen. People are very mixed on this announcement. I saw it and I was like, cool, because that game plays like jank. But apparently a lot of people are saying that it's too new of a game to remake right now.
I think that they should pump the brakes on Resident Evil a little bit now. Like, getting the back-to-back years with Remake 2 and 3 striking while the iron is hot, I feel like was a good move. But, give people some time to miss it, otherwise they'll get fatigued.
I mean, if they're planning on a 2022 release date, you'd assume from that Resident Evil 8's next year.
Yeah,
because you wouldn't assume that they do 3 remakes in a row, so you'd assume that you're going to have 4 years in a row of Resident Evil. It's become a yearly franchise essentially now for Capcom.
I don't want that. Like, I like what they've been doing, but I want them to, space it out a little. They have other properties that people really like. I like Dino Crisis quite a bit, and I would love for them to reboot that game or remake it. I don't care which one.
What?
It took 10 years from Devil May Cry 4 to get Devil May Cry 5. They have other properties besides Street Fighter and Resident Evil.
Do they?
Yeah, do they?
I thought Street Fighter 2 and Resident Evil 4 were the only games they made.
Yeah, that's what they like to act like sometimes. Also, personally, I would have liked for them to remake Code Veronica, because I never played that one.
That's what I was going to get into, because the people that seem to be hating this announcement are the people that seem to be backing a Code Veronica.
To be clear, I don't hate the fact that Resident Evil 4 is getting remade. I just wish they would wait a little bit.
I just find it funny the amount of tweets that I've seen where people are saying, I'm sorry if you do feel this way about Resident Evil 4. I'm sorry that I'm going to burst your bubble here, but it plays like ass, okay? It does. It's just the controls do not... Like, people are saying, oh, it's got the remaster on PS4, it's perfect as it is. And I'm like, trust me, it's not.
If it played like
I wouldn't mind.
Remake 2 did, it would be better. Yeah.
Like, I'd prefer it to have a modern controls scheme than what it has now. And obviously they're going to stop at 4 if they keep going and like, oh, Resident Evil 6 remake, hope you'll enjoy.
They'd have to really change 5 and 6 to get people excited.
I think they would genuinely call it like Resident Evil 6 redo.
Yeah.
Instead of remake. It's just like, yeah, we're just going to try again and try and make a better Resident Evil 6.
The first one doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, I just find it extremely interesting that they are going full speed with Resident Evil. It's kind of like a chill.
Yeah,
maybe it's time
to pump the brakes a little bit. Also, like, part of me was hoping that, like, the 2 remakes, while they basically covered the same events, there were a little bit of details that were different enough that made me think maybe not only are these like remakes, but it was eventually going to spin off into something radically different. Like, it'd be cool if 4 was maybe back to Leon, but not, his little island adventure in Spain. That way, they could make a follow-up to that isn't Resident Evil 5, because anything else would be infinitely better than that.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting because they're just doing they're doing these remakes and they're doing these remakes well and everyone's loving it. But I think it's going to be especially interesting when they go back to just new installment for one.
Especially if the new installment goes back to like the first person camera and stuff. Like people may be like, "Oh, this is weird again."
People were mixed. Like I know some people very much did love Resident Evil 7,
I haven't
and
played it yet.
but my father has played Resident Evil 7 and he gave up on it because it was a confusing game. Like it very much is. It's very different to the rest of the Resident Evil franchise where it very much is. It's kind of a you're stuck in a haunted house kind of thing. Well, it's not
So
haunted.
it's like the first game.
It's not necessarily it's not haunted. It's like infested with this weird family that are like
Yeah,
weird
the weird
monster
little cult people.
Yeah. But it very much is. It's very much a game of like escaping the house and stuff like that. It's very puzzle oriented and people are chasing you a bit like PT, you know, how there's people following you. And
Oh yeah, that reveal trailer reminded me of PT quite a bit when that got dropped a few years ago.
so I think it'd be interesting if they did go back to that style. I don't think they are. I think if any, well, what my original guess was they're probably going to do a new game in the style of the 2 and 3 remake. But now that they're going to be doing a 4 remake and essentially that style, I'm like, will they? Maybe
They
8
might
is
come back
more.
to first person. I've been hearing rumors that like Resident Evil 8 is going to be weird. Like they're going to go, like they might have like hallucinations of other monsters like werewolves and stuff. Which is interesting because that was like one of the builds for Resident Evil 4 during that thing's tortured development. Like Leon was traversing a castle and other things besides zombies, like haunted suits of armor, and like other creatures were attacking him. It was interesting.
It will be interesting to see, but that'll be very far away. In the distant future, who knows what the future holds? But there's your news. I don't know. Did I miss any news? I don't know. I'm not a news person. We don't do a gaming podcast that's supposed to be topical, so I don't know. I don't know.
Got a point.
I wasn't prepared with topics this week.
Oh, can you tell? I can't. We spoke about DMC3 for 10 minutes.
Hey, that was a good 10 minutes.
It
Yeah,
sure
dude.
was.
Hot topics and games, dude. Hot topics and games. With that has been our show.
One of these days, I promise I'll play a modern game.
One of these days, he says.
May 29th.
Yeah, I believe it when I see that's the remaster of an old game. You're not fooling anyone.
I mean, that's like Final Fantasy. Well, not really, but you know.
I mean, I am just playing the same game in Persona 5 Royal, so I can't really judge.
Yeah.
Anyway, with that, Hunter, where can people find you?
YouTube.com/ReaperHunter23.
Great. Sorry, I was drinking. Kyle, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter, at KDavisSRL.
Yeah, nice. And then you can find me at youtube.com/WaterJames or twitter.com/WaterJames_. You can also follow us on Twitter at TheGigasYT for all notification updates. If you're on YouTube, all of our links are in the description anyway, so you can just click on them, go and do what you want. Go watch my inactive channel that's got no videos on it for the past 2 years.
Don't forget to drop a like and smash that subscribe button.
Yeah, hit the like, drop a subscribe, make sure to hit that bell or whatever the fuck you do nowadays on YouTube.
I don't know.
Please give us a rating on iTunes. That'd be really helpful. Does Google Play have ratings? I assume
have
it
no
does.
clue. I think it
Go
does.
and rate us on Google Play as well. Do both.
As long as it's good.
As long as it's a good rating. Remember, if it's a great rating, then we really appreciate it. If it's a bad rating, don't fucking bother, you know?
Yeah.
That's what the YouTube comments are for. Harass us there instead.
Yeah.
You know? Perfect. We try to upload this podcast every week at 5 p.m. UK time on Mondays. Knowing I've said that, this one will be late probably now, but hey, what can we do?
Approximately noon Eastern for you Americans.
There you go.
Yeah,
noon Eastern. There you go.
And this podcast marks 1 month, right?
Yeah. Well, we did 1 month.
High five, guys.
Woo! Well done, everyone. I just fucking ruined the audio wave there, but it's all good. And other than that, we'll be back next week with more stuff. We'll probably talk a lot of Animal Crossing. Might be some more Final Fantasy 7. There might be some more Persona. Who knows? We'll see what happens. But until then, we'll see you next time for some more Hot Games Only. Until then,
see you later.